We're talking with Max Motika of Albion Labs. Max, what about potassium? Is that a mineral that we need, and what can you tell us about potassium?
Well, potassium, of course, is very, very important. It's needed in high quantities, like 900 to 2,000 milligrams a day, depending on body size and activity level and things such as that. Potassium is a regulator. It's involved in proper function of your nervous system, your muscles, and your heartbeat, heart regulator, things like that. It's called really an electrolyte, typically in medicine, is the term, and that's why oftentimes people don't identify potassium as a mineral, because the doctors in particular refer to it as an electrolyte, and it gets overlooked as a mineral, if you will. But it's a very, very important one, and it's one that can become out of whack from a variety of different things, things like a lot of exercise, a lot of sweating. We lose potassium in sweat and urine and things such as that. So if you're out in the summertime and you're active and you're sweating a lot and you start to feel a little bit tired and what have you, sometimes it's a sign that your potassium is getting low.
So Max, are there food sources of potassium that we get in our normal diet?
Well, there are. It's limited a little bit. The food that's very high in potassium is a banana. Outside of bananas, the best sources really are going to be flesh foods such as, steaks and things such as that, because they have the potassium that they needed to have their body functioning, and that potassium is typically the one that we could get in our diet. Oftentimes, the amount is not as high in that, though, as well, because as you can imagine, since the potassium is an extracellular element in the body, a lot of it is lost from the meat because it's mostly in the blood.
When it comes to supplementation with potassium, are there concerns about taking too much? What are the amounts that typically you'd find in supplementation?
I'll tell you, the regulation on tablets and capsules in this country only allows 99 milligrams of potassium per dose, and that's certainly more than a safe level. I mean, you're not going to do any harm to somebody at that dose. And taking a supplement with 99 milligrams, a couple of tablets before exercising and things like that can be a very good idea, and it's a safe idea. The people who have specific health problems, such as severe kidney disease and such as that, they have to be careful about getting too much potassium. But you and I, with no problems with our kidneys and things like that, the chance of you taking too much potassium is very, very weak.
How about signs of deficiency, other than some of the things you mentioned?
Well, deficiency, one of the things that happens is you start to get problems with muscle function. You feel weakness, lassitude, that type of thing. You could get cramps. You often see in the football games, the football players on the sidelines getting an IV, and what they're giving them is potassium to help counteract the cramps from having lost so much during the performance of that sport. You could actually develop irregular heartbeat because it's involved in the regulation of the muscle pump of the heart. Any neurological, thing that requires constant regulation, like if you don't have enough potassium, all of a sudden it's going to get out of whack. It'll, instead of the muscle of the heart, for instance, boom, 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 like that, it'll go. So you get a very irregular heartbeat with not enough potassium. It's a critical need.
So if someone were to notice either cramping as something more than just a very infrequent kind of a situation, or feel a little bit of an irregular heartbeat, potassium might be something to look at.
They even start to get a little CNS problems in a way. They become a little irritable. That's a sign as well. So if somebody's sweating a lot and they're getting irritable, and maybe they say, I feel weak, that's why they need their potassium.
Now, is potassium chelated in the same form as some of the other minerals that we've spoken
No,
about?
this is a different animal, if you will. Potassium, and there are a few minerals like this that cannot be chelated, and it's because of their atomic structure. Potassium can be made into a complex, and the complex form, which we make, is a potassium glycine complex, and that is, you know, as good as you're going to get with potassium is a complex form. And the nice thing about the complex form, though, is that it is gentler on the gut than the typical potassium salt form. So people who take potassium chloride and things such as that often will complain about the feeling they get in their stomach when they take that supplement. With the complex, it's not that bad. And also, if you're taking it in a liquid form, which oftentimes they put potassium in effervescent tablets or liquids to make it work quicker, you find that the taste of potassium in those forms is a little too salty, if you will. But the glycine complex, the taste is not a problem.
Thank you, Max.